I'm going to share some things that, because when you're in the stillness of your heart and your soul, and you're sort of musing with yourself, right? Just communicating out loud through your heart and soul what you feel, right? Things you know. I mean, this is really annoying, really hits the fan. It really does. It's having a conversation with yourself, your true self. Because you know what the fucking truth is. Okay? Ever since I was 4 years of age, I wasn't ever going to let anybody lie to me about what the truth is. So if you're not what love is, you're not what the truth is. That's what came to me. Because that's what the truth is. That's how you know the other. Because fear is a lie. Okay? Lie presents itself in a state of fear. It's not communicating and not translating the universe through pure love, through their own pure heart and soul. If that's what they experience, that's what they are. And they're not in fear of communicating anything that they're experiencing to let you know, because now you become aware of what love is aware of. Because that's the energy that protects you if you're not aware of that. Now you know what I am. I'm the one. Okay? That love goes on forever. Okay? So there's a lot of things I never told the truth on to protect my energy, because there are more important things that I have to do for the reason that I'm here, right? That we're all here on behalf of the one, which is law of one. There isn't any other law. There are no other rules. They don't apply when you are the law of one. There's only one law. And when you are what love is, you are the law. And you know what it is and you know what it isn't. And if you don't know what it is, then you don't know what love is. Love is unmistakable, a feeling. It's not what you think. It's how powerful your heart and soul is. How deeply you feel about everything that is alive and living, wherever you find it alive and living that has suffered trauma. So in order to restore you, you got to restore them, or you're not living in the real universe that you believe in, which is what love is, which is what the truth is. So that's not supposed to exist. Because love does no harm. So it began with us. So it ends with us. Because you can't be the law and not be the law. So the law of one, which is the law of spheres, which is eternal fire, will naturally get rid of what doesn't serve us, which is really ourselves, which is love and service to others. So that is gifting energy away, because we learned fast enough how to do that. So it's learning speed. So there's not a machine made ever with artificial intelligence that can run that fast. Otherwise, you don't have a universe created at what love is. So it began with us. It began with love is. We're the first. The first and the ones. Those are the chosen ones. Because that's the pathway that spirit with that soul is on. It's choosing that pathway, and that's the pathway it's on. That's the pathway of learning, and therefore you learn the fastest. Love is the fastest engine. That's how it's easy when Rose put up what she was talking about, and a cryptic remark that Kim Gogun made. On one of her podcasts, she says it doesn't exist anymore. She said the multiverse is going back to all light, be all light. There isn't going to be any darkness. So she echoed that. Yellow Rose for Texas echoed what she realized, because there are other communicators. So this is what we do when we communicate with each other. Could be just a few words, right? So it means that you know, you're another knowing. Okay, so the knowing are the knowing, like in the movie The Knowing. They know. Okay, you can't fool God. Okay, you can't fool the one. When the one is joined with a female, now you're one with all creation you're gifting love to. Now you're the one. So then now there's no mistaking you. That's the strongest rod there is. That's the strongest staff that you stand on and ground on any planet. And anybody that experiences you when you were in there, they know you were right. Okay? So everybody that is in living spirit with a soul honors the law of one. That's the highest honor there is. Otherwise, you don't have a universe. Love is the engine that drives it. So when you're on that engine, you grab the right engine. So you can't fool that engine. So there's always going to be accountability for the use of energy. Because you're not going to be able to get away from the mathematician. Because the math tells no lies. The numbers don't joke. Okay, so there's no jokers. There's no jokers wild. Okay, there's no killers running loose. Nobody has to own a gun. Nobody has to have a reason to lock their door. I grew up in a neighborhood where that was true. Everything in your house, you could own anything that you wanted as actually artifacts. Okay, because it comes from nature. In other words, it's not an original. It's a copy or something close thereof, but it's manufactured. So it's not living energy. Okay, it's not a plant. Right? So it's mechanical energy, if you will, and the cars that I've owned. But the truth of the matter is that I knew as a child at 4 years of age, there are just only a couple little things that I know in my heart that will never fucking change forever. And that is knowing what you are, which is what love is, which is what I am, which goes on forever, gifting energy, because that's a powerful spirit of fire. And so when you've chosen to serve forever, that's a choice the soul makes. Now you're mated. Now you've been fused and you're running the hottest blast furnace. Now you're one pole. So in other words, the game's over. There is no question what it is that you do for eternity, which is to give energy away, which is what love is. That is free. And that allows us to live in real dreamland without any memory required. Because it's immediate manifestation, which means, wow, really, these places really exist. Yes. But I know from my own way that I've done it, because of how I experienced that I share with others, is to light myself on fire. So I know how to light myself on fire. When the shit hits the fan, or it's like saying, pulling your headset off and say, I'm done with them. Okay? That's enough games. Right? That's the truth of it. I share with what I feel because of what I know, because of what I feel, because of who I am. I'm a single pole. So I give love forever. So I know what's right and I know what's wrong. That means they can't fool us. That means they can't lie to us about anything. Okay? Because it's a fine-tooth comb. The purifiers are a very finite. It's like every little frequency that's distorted. Where the purest of energy, which is the purest of consciousness that you're experiencing in the way that all that unfolds, that you're generating it with other consciousnesses that are doing that, which is an oversoul. I'm an oversoul. So that's what happens. Particularly if you do it with other oversouls. Powerful gods and goddess. You're going into dreamland together. And manifesting just stuff that's unbelievable. But everything that it's running on is what love is. So that everything that is in that all creation is experiencing what love is. So that's what Kim Gilgun described about all life. That's right. Everything that is alive and living that's ever been born into creation has the inherent eternal right to experience eternal love through them that we experience in us. And I will never budge off that because that's what I am. So that's why I cried so much in Lap Oi Oi, because I felt I hadn't done enough. Because you have had the grand blessing of being able to experience eternal love through your heart, because that's what you are. You're eternal love energy being. And for us to experience anything less than what that is not right. It means something happened to you. Somewhere you lost energy. So to restore what I know to be true, I have to restore you, otherwise you don't exist. That's the remark in Kim Go-Gun. It's as if it was never created. So this is like something brand new. Right? In other words, all the other stuff that we've been holding in memory, it's gone. Because everything that's going to be experienced, if you think of it as an event horizon, is what love is. That's a pathway. That's a chosen pathway. The spirit that was with you taught you well. You learned your lessons. That's what it is. You're learning lessons. That's what you are. You start out as a student in the universe of creation. Now you're choosing your teachers. So it's a matter of knowing the right teachers. Because they love you, they care about you, and they want you to go on forever the way that they do by what we've learned to become what it is that we are, that I did as a single pole. So I know exactly how you do that. It's called total surrender. If there is any one shred of fear that you have in you to hold back one electron of energy because you want to hold on out of any fear that you've ever had, ever, it won't work. You won't become a monopolar. And that's painful because of how easy it actually is for me to do that. But it's difficult for others because there's still fear, which is really resistance to be what you would experience as no resistance at all, to experience the purest of light. In other words, you're an eternal being. You never experience anything less than that, wherever you go. That's why I move so fast through places, and a lot of places. Most of everything I experience, if you want to think of it as experiences, is as visual data. So much of it is gone, but you're running on so much because the tree is so vast, right? When you're a purifier, you're running on. All you got to do is ask Michelle. She's another one. So you're not going to be able to fool. It's like having the finest lamp, okay? It's a lens. Okay, so you can make immediate translations in any environment that you're in as a result of being an eternal love energy being. Anything that isn't what love is, we can register it. That's the way that register. It's like a detector, the bullshit detector. Okay, which means you really don't need to go to any of their schools. Chances are they could learn something from us. But what we share is our experiences, which is what the truth is, which is what love is. If that's not what you're experiencing. And if you're not, then you should, because at least you're going to know that you're being loved for who you are. Now you're free to express yourself and no fear, because we're not going to do any harm to you. We're the energy from which you came. So that's like a parent talking to a child, or a child talking to a parent. It's like there is no age, because there is no time. So I knew that as a child. I'm spirit. Spirit that is in the light, that burns hot, right? To always gift love wherever I go. So wherever I'm experiencing anything less than what that is, and I'm experiencing something that's less than me, and that's not what I am. I know what I am. I'm an eternal being. So if I'm not experiencing eternal unconditional love in you, then I'm not experiencing it in me, then I'm living in a lie. And I don't live in a lie. You see how that works with two-way, bi-way communication? That's how you know one from the other. It's a matter of knowing what love is and what love isn't. That's all it is. That's called a read. So now we have to decide how to react to that to do no more harm, but to maintain the highest vibration on the planet as we possibly can. Right? You don't want it to fall further. You want it to go up. Torque speed this baby up. You know, like a corkscrew. Like those shared barber chairs, you can spin them up and down. Go on this way. And so, yeah, you got to maintain your ship. And have fun at the same time. Because when you're having a blast, your energy is great, So you want to keep your neuron generator going, like gangbusters, right? So you know how to keep your neurons, your heart. It's all about your heart. It's all about the power of your heart, the purpose that it's there for. That's your power generator, right? I know that from the damage that's been done to this head. Okay. The amount of repairs that I've had to make to it on my own, from up there down here, right? And those that have connected me, that have helped me, right? So they know me. I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it all the time. They already know how much I am a forever being. So therefore, they always know that everything they do on my behalf, which is their behalf, which is what love is, it goes on forever. That's what we do with each other. It comes natural. You don't have to think about it. You naturally would help anybody that ever lost any energy, because now you're experiencing a loss enough. You're not so experienced any loss of energy. I knew that at 4 years of age. If I'm losing energy, something's fucked up. That's your first detector. You know, like a needle in a haystack. No, a needle on a dashboard inside of a cockpit of a military airplane. My dad called them idiot lights. Hey, idiot, take a look over here. This caught your attention. Oh, a machine caught my attention. So now we're back to machines, right? Gauges, tacks, specifications, tolerances. Everything's got to be just perfect. Everybody's in there. How many engineers can I throw at this to come up with the best machine? Right? And so they're all working together, all competing to each other, thinking competition is how we're going to produce a better product. These are the guys that are programming the machines. They're into the tech and all that, right? And there is a faster way when you get to claim burning energy, the purest energy there is, right? That's a different pathway. It is. Yellow Rose said it, and I said, that's right, girl, you got that right. She said, we never needed technology. That right, we never needed technology. Which means we create the worlds we live in. Bang, there they are. The math is built in to make it happen for you. Woo. Yeah. I know. It's why I shut that projector off when I'm in here. Because it's just too big, actually. Because you know what you're a part of that's doing that, making that happen. That's an enormous amount of energy. So anyway, I wanted to share that with everybody that's here on behalf of the Law of One. Thank you all. Thank you all, every last one of you that is alive and living in spirit with a soul. Thank you from my heart and soul, forever and always. I will always love all of you forever and always. Aloha.